Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Um, my name is Carine. For those who may have just stumbled onto my page, and I am the Brooklyn Gardener. I am so super late for this July garden tour. There's so much things that's been going on, and the garden has just been thriving. We've had a lot of rain within the past week or so. I've had to do a lot of maintenance. I think like July, that the whole season is maintenance, but July is making sure that you're cutting back. I like a tidy garden. Um, so just keeping things from looking overgrown and yeah, and then just taking time to enjoy the garden. So let me turn my camera around and show you what my garden is looking like for July. Even though I'm filming this on August, but this is my much late July garden tour in August. I know. So we'll start here at the perennial border, and I absolutely love this mini Vista White. This is a proven winners petunia, and they are so awesome. And one of the things that petunias for me, and again, we've had a lot of rain, but I haven't had to do a lot of watering with them. They haven't really, had a lull or anything like that. And I don't fertilize them. I do, the initial fertilizing when I'm planting them, but guys, I really don't fertilize these petunias. I dare to say what they would look like if I did, but I don't fertilize the petunia. I just make sure that more and more I keep my soil healthy, and everything else seems to be thriving. I do fertilize the entire garden at the beginning of spring, but as we move along the season, I don't fertilize anything. So here we have the catmint. The prime of the catmint is in spring. This is when like it is beautiful, but I cut it back and now it's giving, continuous flushes. I won't say like first, second, third, or flush, but it's continuously has color. And this is one of the things that I do appreciate about catmint. The millennial alliums are out, and the cone flowers. Now, one of the things with the cone flowers, you see like the little white stuff, that's a bit of powdery mildew. It's not as bad. Last year, I did notice that the powdery mildew was, really bad. But what I did this year, which is what I'm going to do every year, is I thinned it out pretty early so that it has circulation in the middle, and that seems to have done the trick for them. My butterfly bush in the center, just doing its beautiful thing. And here we have the Let's Dance Arriba. The prime for this plant is in the spring, but I do love the colors and the leaf formation, the leaf texture. So having them at the front of the border, even though they are supposed to be reblooming, we'll see. This is my second year with them. Last year I planted them late in the summer, so we'll see if I get much of reblooming. But when they bloom, they bloom. So I love them. And I think like having the petunias in the front kind of makes up in the summertime for the for the hydrangeas not having color. So when you love something, you just make provisions for them. I love it in here. I love how the front border looks with them. So they are a staple. A white salvia here. I did have a penstemon in the middle. It wasn't really doing much, so I removed it. I was thinking about putting something else in there, but I kind of like that negative space. I don't think that, even though I love a lush garden, I don't think that the garden has to have something in every space. So I think I might be leaving that as it is. Here we have, if you see what I did, it's kind of, there's a symmetry going on. So a lot of what's going on this side is mirrored on this side, and it gives, as for me, it gives a balance. I have my boxwood here. This is the Oh, I forgot. If I remember, I'll let you know which boxwood this is. But I love the small leaf. I love the small habit of it. I do believe that this variety does get 4x4. That's one of the reasons why I had placed it here. But you can keep, boxwood trimmed to whatever size and that you want, size and shape that you want. So these will just be like little punctuations at the end of this border for me. This blue salvia has got to be my favorite. I do not know which variety this is. I purchased it and it just says blue salvia. And it is my favorite thing to look at when it is in bloom. I don't know if you see, but we have so many bees, different pollinators on it. This has got to be like its third flush. And at this point, I don't so in this after the spring, after its first full flush, which is just so glorious, I cut it back all the way to the ground. And now I don't cut it back all the way to the ground. I just cut down the spent blooms. And I love it. I love it. I have many favorites in this garden, but this blue salvia is one of my favorites. This is my peony. Um, of course, past its bloom time, but I do still love the leaf texture. And in this Jardin bird cage, I think it lends something very nice in this area. So it's not just the foliage, but the bird cage, and I like it. I like it. It for me it gives balance. Um, with the bird bath over there, it has like that same color echo. So I like what it's doing there. My roses here have not, I mean, they've been blooming, but I think this is the first year that I've seen this amount of issues with them. Later, I'm going to come here and kind of clean some of these dead stems and leaves, and something has definitely been munching on it. But as you see, it still has, a lot of life in it. So I'm just going to come and clean out the dead leaves and the branches. I still love, I love roses, but there is a bit of maintenance. You see my rose over there. Some cleaning has to be done in there. Yeah, so I love roses, but they're not without maintenance. And every garden, has its maintenance. All of this doesn't just happen on its own. It requires some love and TLC, aka maintenance. Okay, here's my smooth hydrangea. I love this. This is flowerful, and I absolutely love this bush. I love this hydrangea. Um, I think where I placed it, it doesn't flop. We've had a lot of rain, and it has just maintained its structure. I have cut from this and made bouquets and enjoyed this. This is so pretty. My Gara shines in late summer, and all of these buds, it's ready to boom. It's ready to boom. And my winter gem boxwood in the back, just being a strong anchor. I love this hosta. Oh, I remember the name of this. I love this boxwood. I remember the name of this boxwood. It's green velvet. So green velvet boxwood is at the ends of this border, and in the back is winter gem. This container, I love this container, and I think I'll continue repeating this particular type of recipe, like a thriller in the back, a filler, and a spiller. Last year, I did this something similar to this, and I absolutely loved it. At the beginning of the season, I tried something different. It didn't work. I went back to the original recipe, and I'm so happy that I did. These petunias are awesome. They're not overwhelming the pot, and they're just giving a pop of color, which is what I wanted. And I love this. I love this. I love the creeping Jenny on the side. I love the alyssum. Everything about this I enjoy. And I get a view of it from my bedroom window, so just a win. And this is my favorite hydrangea. This is Little Quickfire. Okay. I love it. And you see we've had some cooler days. So some of that blush pink is coming out. This is not, you know, a heavy color type of hydrangea, and actually that is why I love it. It's very, you know, it's very muted, just a little, and I love the blooms. I this is my favorite hydrangea here. Here we go for my back containers here. This is again mini Vista White, but just in the container, and it is doing everything that I wanted. I tried this last year, and it wasn't as successful as this. You know, it was pretty, but not as successful as this. This will be a rinse and repeat each year. I might change out the color, but my petunias, um, my creeping Jenny, and my Bacopa. I love Bacopa. You know, the secret to Bacopa and also creeping Jenny is just keeping them watered. I do notice that if you miss a watering day on a hot day, they they will make you pay. But as long as it's not too much of a dehydrated state, I notice that they do bounce back. I have some yellowing leaves, so I think this container would do well with some fertilizer. But again, similar to my plants that are in the ground, after I put the initial slow release fertilizer in, I don't go back in with, you know, uh, water soluble, you know, quick release fertilizer. I just let them do what they do, and I'm pretty happy. You know, I they may be able to kind of like get bigger and better, but this is actually for me. I like this, and I've had to actually cut these two back quite a bit. So um, this is chef's kiss for me along this border, and we have a treat. Okay, we have a treat. This is a David Austin Rose Windermere. Isn't this just gorgeous? Now, this is the first year I planted it as bare root, and let me tell you, this rose has just been performing, and it's, you know, every time I come out here, I'm like, I'm so happy that I got this rose, and isn't that just absolutely gorgeous? Isn't that just gorgeous? Oh my God, I love it. I love it. My gardenia has completely bounced back. Ooh, this is its second year. It was totally like, oh my gosh. I had to cut it back so much from this winter. It is just marginally hardy for me. It is down to zone 7. I'm zone 7B, and we really had an intense winter. So it had a lot of dieback, but it is so, so pretty. So pretty. So this is steady as she goes. A proven winner variety. I did get one bloom, and as I'm looking at it, I do see the formation of some more blooms. So this is a reblooming. Gardenias bloom typically in the spring, but this is a reblooming variety. This is my Weigela, dark horse Weigela, blooms in the spring, but I love the color of the leaves so much, and it just gives this area just, just that little added color that it needs. My blue star junipers looking gorgeous. I did cut back the lavender, and so that I can get another second flush. And this is my first full year with this lavender. I planted it in the fall of last year, so I'm getting to know her, getting to know her. So I did cut it back, and it did flush back, and I cannot wait for another flush of lavender blooms. My thrifts have not done much in this heat. They've kind of taken a break. I haven't seen any blooms, but I also love this grass-like texture. So even without the blooms, I do still love the thrifts in there. So they don't have to worry. I'm not gonna move them. My little candy tuft over here, similar blooms in the spring, cut back, and it just has like this lovely dense little habit that I love. My ajuga, I do plan on spreading this ajuga around a bit. So in the fall, I will definitely be putting them in different areas in this section because I really do love this ajuga. My munchkin oak leaf hydrangea has struggled with this heat. This is his first year, so the blooms are completely burnt to a crisp, but the leaves aren't too bad. So I'm just trying to keep it alive. Next year will be better, hopefully. This is my Japanese bloodgood maple. It did get a lot of burn. I did cut it back a bit. So last year, during the heat wave, I did get a lot of burn, and I had snipped just here, right? And it pushed back so many leaves. And what I noticed this year is I didn't snip it, I just cut it back, and it didn't have that much growth. Like I'm not sure if it's just like because of the heat. You know, plants do take a break during the summer months with growth. So I'm thinking that might be it. But I love this curve right here. I love this S curve right here. So it's here. This is my viburnum, open day viburnum. I absolutely love this. I have limbed it up onto a small tree. I believe this viburnum gets around 10 feet tall. Again, that is, I think, like the 10-year estimate. And then, you know, you can kind of keep it size control. I don't know if I had trimmed it too much the season before last, because this spring I didn't get any blooms. I was so sad. So I dare not touched it at all this season. So I'll see what it does in the spring. Over there is a Deutzia, and it lost at one point just all of its leaves, and it was just sticks. And now I see that it's, you know, flushing back. Absolutely love it. My Mugo pines, over there, the clethra. I absolutely love the clethra habit. Jacob's ladder. I had that small Jacob's ladder that's in the back. I did have it over here. But every time I passed by this area, it just didn't seem right. And the minute that I pushed it back into that little area, it just did what I wanted it to do. My mop heads right here. And then we're gonna go to my little shade garden here. These are my hostas. Um, I love this little corner here because it has its own, you know, it's like a little treat. You know, I don't have garden rooms per se, but there's little things that are tucked at every corner. So when you make a turn, there's like a, oh, this is nice. Oh, this is nice. So, so I have the heucheras, hostas, hellebores, ferns, and oh, this is so pretty. Got a lot of scorch again. This is its first full year, so just kind of keeping everything alive. And this is my little Jacob's ladder that wasn't doing well in its original position, and I've moved it back here. And since I've moved it back here, I've noticed that it's picking up speed. And over there is my another viburnum, but this is baby spice viburnum. And my neighbor's fig tree, giving us a little bit of canopy here. Yeah, so I love coming out here in the morning, at night, you know, all throughout, and just kind of take it. Oh, I forgot underneath my waterfall Japanese maple. So I have a little hostas. These are all mini hostas with the heuchera down there, and my little rabbit figurines. I love figurines. I think it just adds a little bit of whimsy to the garden. These are my, I forgot, but I absolutely love this. It has a lot of brown inside. But these are my soldiers right here, and just love this, you know, this hedge right here. So let's go upstairs. Monterey cypress. Yeah, that's what these are. Monterey cypress. See, if you just give the brain a few minutes, it catches up. So let's see the containers up here. You can see, like, so I tried to make these more, not, well, mirror imaging. So everything on this side is also on this side. So we have my geranium, and I've just been, keeping this geranium nice and snip. Again, we had a lot of rain, and if you know anything about geraniums, once these beautiful blooms get wet, it's almost a wrap. So I've just kind of been keeping them snipped, and they've been rewarding me with blooms, continuous new blooms. Okay, this here is a lilac, a dwarf lilac. And similar to the viburnum, last year I had cut this one back because I wanted to create like a nice little ball, and I got no blooms. This one I didn't cut it because it didn't have enough of a structure for to do a ball, and I got 2 or 3 blooms from it. So it definitely was the cutback that took all my blooms from this. So I have not touched it. I've just let it do its thing. I did underplant it with some alyssum and some creeping Jenny, of which I absolutely love. I love the Angelonia. I did cut this back, and it's now flushing back up in these containers. I did have a little burn on my little giant arborvitae here. I did give it a trim. You're not supposed to, but I gave it a little trim. I knew that we had a lot of cooler days in the 80s and 70s. So I knew it could handle it. And you have to know your plants. I knew it could handle it. So I gave it a little trim. And by the fall, it'll flush back some new growth, and all of this should be buried. I might give it one more trim, but I'll wait for that in the fall. So I gave it a light trim, so I didn't give it a heavy trim. You shouldn't give anything a heavy trim in the dead of the heat, unless if it's something like perennial, they can handle it, but these right here can't. And I did the same thing for the boxwood. I just gave it a light little, almost unnoticeable, but noticeable enough for me. I'm training it just to kind of give me a more dense globe. So little by little, I come out and I train it. This is my zinnias. I had a lavender in this pot, and I really didn't. I didn't like it. I didn't like it in the pot, in at least in this configuration. So I got the zinnias, and I love this. I love this better for this area. And I had some Angelonia in the back of this pot, and I've just been coming out, always having the color on my balcony. I love it. This is another David Austin rose. I love it. It's been also giving me continuous blooms, similar to the Windermere. And this is one of my favorite roses. I love every plant in my garden, but every now and then, given the day, there's one that stands out above the rest, and I do love this. So this is uh, not Claire Austin, but Olivia Austin Rose. Olivia Rose Austin. Olivia Austin Rose. Oh, you guys get it. So let's head back downstairs. It's nice breeze. It's supposed to rain a little bit later on today. Ah, so this is my little retreat, my little hideaway. Yeah, so thank you for joining me in my July garden tour. I was trying to get this done in the middle of the week and just had so much stuff going on. But I was like, we must get this garden tour out. And so I love it. I love it. July, and then we have August, and the garden just continuously evolves, and every day I come out here, I get a little gift. I come out with my coffee, I come out, eat my breakfast, and just have a moment of quiet. And I think this is what um, my garden does. It helps kind of center me, especially in the morning before getting up and going into the bustle and the hustle of the day. So I hope, if you have your garden, that you are able to sit and enjoy it. One of the jokes, with gardeners is that we're always working in our garden and we don't get a chance to enjoy it. So I make it my business to always sit in my garden and just sit and watch, watch the birds, watch the bees, watch the pollinators, and just take everything in, take everything in. So, again, thank you for joining me for this July garden tour. I will see you later on this month for the August garden tour. All right, bye.